Professor Anton, he recently made a video called Nihilism and Psychological / Spiritual Exercises, and he put a link in his description. It was linked to Amazon.com, the place where you can get Epictetus's book, the manual, or Enchiridion. It's mostly the manual for life, and I got it. It was for like $4 or something to get it shipped here, and I got it, and I want to just kind of go one by one, and kind of discuss each principle like I have been doing with other books. So let's start here. Or the Enchiridion, our manual. Of things, some are in our power and others are not. In our power are opinion, movement toward a thing, desire, aversion, turning from a thing, or in a word, whatever are our own acts. Not in our power are the body, property, reputation, offices, and in a word, whatever are not our own acts. And the things which are in our power are whichever are not, and the things which in our power are by nature free, not subject to restraint nor hindrance, but the things not in our power are weak, slavish, subject to restraint, and the power of others. Remember then that if you think the things which are by nature slavish to be free, and the things which are in the power of others to be your own, you will be hindered, and you will lament, and you will be disturbed. You will blame both gods and men, but if you think that only which is your own will be your own, and if you think that what is another's, as it really is, belongs to another, no man will ever compel you, no man will hinder you, you will never blame any man, you will accuse no man, you will do nothing involuntarily against your will, no man will harm you, you will have no enemy, for you will not suffer any harm. Okay, I want to. This makes me think about the. I think it's a Bible verse, and it's a saying that alcoholics are, told when they go to rehab or something. I know this, not because I was in rehab, but because someone I know was. It's something like, God, let me have the courage to accept the things that I cannot change, and have the courage to change the things I can. So this thing by Epictetus is saying in this first paragraph, the first principle is saying that there are certain things that are your own acts, and there are certain things that are not. And if you try to meddle in things that are not your own acts, then you will come to hindrances, and you will come into problems. And I definitely agree with this, because if you try to change the things that you cannot change, this is what will cause problems for you. But if you try to just to work on the things that you have power over, then things will go way better for you. Just like, I think, relating this a little bit to antinatalism, each person who lives here on this earth has the power to create purpose. Now, I say this a little bit as a theist. I am a theist, and it's kind of difficult for me to say that, because I think there's one purpose, only one purpose that one can have. But if you cannot come to that purpose yet, by the purpose, the one purpose I'm talking about, I mean God. If you cannot come to that purpose yet, if you have no ability to come to that purpose yet, if you are not meant to come to that purpose yet for a long time, maybe, then you're still meant to have some kind of purpose in your life. You are responsible for that purpose, and you have the power to make yourself happy. You have the power to, change things in your life for your own good. If then you desire, aim at such great things, remember that you must not attempt to lay hold of them with a small effort, but you must leave alone some things entirely and postpone others for the present. But if you wish for these things also, such great things in power power of office and wealth, perhaps you will not gain even these very things, power and wealth, because you aim also at those former things, such great things. Certainly you will fail in those things through which alone happiness and freedom are secured. Straightway then practice saying to every harsh appearance, you are an appearance, and in no manner what you appear to be. Then examine it by the rules which you possess, and by this first and chiefly, whether it relates to the things which are in our power or to the things which are not in our power. And if it relates to anything which is not in our power, be ready to say that it does not concern you. This is just more the discussion about why we should stay concerned with things that are of our own power. We have power over certain things. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what Epictetus says to be of our power. And our power, our opinion, definitely opinion. For instance, we can have opinion of whether we think that life should be looked at through the gift metaphor or the imposition metaphor. So, to this, I think we have control over our opinion, and moving towards other ideas. If we want to think certain ways, then we can, sort of try to do that. Movement toward a thing, such as if I want to move toward the snake's cage and put the snake away, I can do that. Desire. I have power over my desires. This is another thing that I think can be related to anti-natalist ideas. We have power over the desires that we have, so we can choose to have certain desires. I think we can think about these desires, think about whether they are, worthy desires, and whether these are good things for us to pursue. Turning from a thing, definitely. And in a word, whatever are our own acts. And then not in our power includes the body. That's a definite truth, because if we happen to get a zit on your face, then you don't have control over that. Property. That's true, we don't have control over that. Reputation. That's true. If a rumor has ever been started about you, then you know that a reputation is not in your power. I mean, even though you can have, I think that you can have some kind of influence on your reputation, but it can often happen where your influence on it doesn't matter. And magisterial power, and in a word, whatever are not our own acts. I'm going to go to the second across the chamber. Remember that desire contains in it the profession, hope, the hope of obtaining that which you desire, and in the hope and aversion is that you will not fall into that which you attempt to avoid. And he who fails in his desire is unfortunate, and he who falls into that which he would avoid is unhappy. If then you attempt to avoid only the things contrary to nature which are within your power, you will not be involved in any of the things which you would avoid. But if you attempt to avoid disease or death of property, you will be unhappy. Take away then aversion from all things which are not in our power. Then transfer it to the things which contrary to the nature, which are in our power, but destroy desire completely for the present. For if you desire anything which is not in our power, you must be unfortunate. But of the things in our power which it would be good to desire, nothing is yet before you. But employ only the power of moving toward an object and retiring from it, and these powers indeed only slightly and with exceptions and with remission. Okay, this is I'm gonna end with this one here, and then I'll stop. And then on a different video, I'll continue. This is a discussion. The second proposition is a discussion about desire. Desire, I think, desire is something that Epicurus has really good sayings upon, and I really appreciate Epicurus's discussions about desire, because there's times when your desires are not to be fulfilled, and there's times when they are to be fulfilled a lot. And there's times when you should turn to pain instead of desire, because there will be better desires that will be fulfilled, and better pleasures that will be had if you endure some pain, some things that you do not inherently desire. And what he says here in the second proposition is that if you try to desire things that you have the power to fulfill, then you will probably be happy. But think about it. If you try to desire something, let's say you're trying to desire to be president. You have no political power at all. Say I myself, a college student who has no political power at all, desires to be president in 2012. It's not possible. Not possible at all. And so if I really have that desire, and if I really have a hard time getting rid of that desire, if I really try and go after it and don't fulfill that desire, then I will be a very unhappy person. So it's all about going towards the things which you can control. But like on the other hand, if I want to try and get my degree, get my BA in philosophy in 2013, I have power over that. I can do that. That's something that is within my power, which is in a sense is turning towards a thing. Or if I want to, if a bee is chasing me, then I have a chance to get away from that. Then I can. Actually, a bee chased me today, so I just thought about that, and I had to run away from it. But it did not chase me. It stopped chasing me. But and I know that you're supposed to stand still, but this thing was aggressive, and I felt the need to run. And I did not get stung at all. But anyway, that's off topic. But the main thing today is you need to consider only things which are of your own power, and only try to cultivate desires which are of things that you can fulfill. Only desires that you can fulfill. If you have a desire of something that is not really in your power and you can't fulfill it, then you are going to end up not fulfilling it, and you will therefore be an unhappy person. So that's just my little thoughts, and I totally agree with these first two things of Epictetus. So I will continue with this in a different video and continue with more of the propositions.